Yo, what's going on? What's going on? This Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shh. And y'all forgive me if I'm slower, if I stutter. Today is a sort of therapy day, so I'm a little bit weaker than I usually am. But anyway, this question is from a brother named Terry on the YouTube page. And he said, back in the day, did we allow dogs to squat to hide the rear ends and different issues of that nature? Absolutely not. This is another thing that has become sort of a joke in the American bully community. And it's stupid, it's pathetic, I hate to, and I don't want to offend anyone, but it's ridiculous. It's basically saying that if you can contort your dog's body in a certain manner that would allow your dog to hide an obvious flaw, that we will award you for it. It's the stupidest thing ever. I mean, now, of course, you know, if it's something slight and you want to present your dog the best that you're presenting your dog, that's fine. But when you see these guys and the dogs have very severe high rears and they're putting their knee in the side of the dog, making the dog squat down to make it lower, or teaching, you know, training their dogs to squat to make it look like they have a level top line and all these different things, it's just asinine because the judge is sitting right there and we see it, you know. Same thing with the feet. You know, if your dog is slightly cowhawked, right? Well, cowhawked or easty-westy. Now, the thing of it is that that's the feet angling in when they're cowhawked, or the feet, you know, angling outwards in the front when they're easty-westy. But if they're very slight and you're stacking the dog and you want to set the dog's paws so he looks better when he's stacked and show the judge that, look, you know, it's not that bad. He can actually, you know, angle it a little bit better and, you know, a better presentation or whatever. You're in, you know, a basic flaw category that is not going to get your dog pretty much totally eliminated from, you know, from being thought of as a possible winner. Now, and that's when it's very slight. When it's very bad to the point where you've got to make the dog kneel, or you've got to really turn the dog's feet and you're doing all this extra stuff to try to contort the dog's body, it's really going to be fruitless if you're in front of a real judge, because the one thing that a real judge can do is a real judge has an eye that they see everything, you know, when the dog starts moving. So if you did all of these things, you know, and especially say like the dog has really bad feet and you did all this twisting and turning when they were there, any judge worth a grain of salt, basically, once that dog starts moving, it's not like it changes. And it's actually vice versa too, because certain dogs have bad posture. So when they sit, you'll see them turn their feet out, basically because they have a lot of weight, and they'll sort of turn their feet, sort of like how we do as people, where we'll stand and our feet being sort of in different directions sometimes just because of the weight shift or whatever. And then when they get up on their feet and they start moving, you see that their feet move straight ahead. So that's something that the judge oftentimes will consider, like, oh, okay. When he started moving, he was very, very clean. But when when they was resting, and most of the time you're not supposed to be, well, all of the time you're not supposed to be judging a dog while it's resting or sitting relaxed. That's why you get into the stacked position. But all of these things, you know, you cannot contort the dog's body. And the specific question was about the dogs kneeling in the back. No, the flaw is still there. The judge should still recognize it as a flaw. It's something weird that we've seen over the last years where they start doing this thing. So honestly, find you a dog without a high rear that you don't have to put a knee in his side, or you don't have to teach him to squat, or, you know, any of these other little tricks that they're trying. I often see people try to maneuver the dog's jaw line if they feel like the dog is somewhat undershot. They'll even like sort of push on the bottom jaw to see if they can make it level up. Now, I've never tried it. Some people say, yeah, if you hold it just right, you can make it even. I've never had to do that because my dogs have clean bites, and I'm not saying that being arrogant, but they, you know, it's a lot of different things. But as a judge, you should be trained to watch for these different things, because the performance of the dog is basically how the dog acts in the ring. You know, if the dog is willing to gait beautifully without a bunch of nonsense and jerking and laying down and all this stuff. You know, his stack is the dog willing to stack and hold his stack good. It has nothing to do with all of the other tricks that you're seeing from these handlers where they're twisting and turning the dog and doing all these other things. That just doesn't have anything to do with the performance of the dog. And we're not judging handlers. We're judging the performance of the dog. We're judging the conformation of the dog and all that in between. So, excuse me. You know, with that being said, you know, none of this was ever allowed, and more so as things have become more and more lax with everything being allowed, they allowed in this nonsense too. So, no, don't. If you're young or if you're just now getting into showing, don't think that you can go in there with a good judge and just, you know, basically contort your dog like a pretzel to make him look halfway good. And it's going to be like great for you, because any good judge, as soon as your dog start moving and he sees that high rear pop up, or the feet angling out, or the dog being cow hawked and angling in the back, or whatever the situation may be, as soon as they see that, then all your work should go out the window. But until next time, y'all, much love. Peace.